Everyone, I just got back from a trip from 1997 and 2004, and well, we're all going to go on that same trip, but man, it was nostalgic. The next clip I'm going to show you is actually the full broadcast from the Greatest Canadian, and it's got the commercials still intact, so like really it's quite a cool time capsule, because I don't watch commercials now. I don't even know what movies are in theaters other than the Scooby-Doo movie coming up sometime soon. Other than that, I have no idea. And watching those television commercials, because when I was a kid, commercials were something that you couldn't avoid, and I remember a lot of these commercials. So anyway, commercials aside, you people, Don Cherry was saying you people way back in 1997, and here is Napoleon Solo, and he says, how come Don Cherry said you people should wear a poppy in 1997 and no one lost their mind 22 years later, and the snowflakes are running the show? If we don't correct this, what will it be like 22 years from now? Horrifying to think. Here's Don Cherry in 1997.
Where's your poppy?
Right there. What do you mean? Oh, it's there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you thought I didn't have a poppy
I thought I couldn't recognize.
Oh, you thought you were going to get me. You never told me to have my poppy on. You thought I lost. No. Never always have my poppy on like you people should have your poppy. That's why you're sitting in your living room in the bars having a pint on account of guys that did.
Where's your poppy?
Right. Was you people sitting on the couch? Yeah. Was he talking about immigrants there? No. Was he talking about people coming to Toronto there? You people. Here's the 2004 broadcast, October 17th, 2004, where millions of Canadians voted to see who is the greatest Canadian. This is the Don Cherry segment. Jessica Allen's not on this program. She's not listening. No, she's not. Not even a little bit. Here we go.
Our next top 10 finalist is a choice that will thrill some of you. Up next is the guy that pioneered the monster collar. Want to scoff at Don Cherry as a great Canadian? You'll have to go through this guy, flag-waving showman, champion wrestler, Bret Hart.
I'm Bret the Hitman Hart, and I'm here to tell you that Don Cherry is the greatest Canadian. He's good.
You say thanks, Mom.
He's bad.
Politically correct sucks.
He has a heart the size of Montreal.
Let the best team win. Why keep score?
He's the unfiltered, uncensored, raw voice of Canadians. He's the heart and soul of this country. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
And you people should show some respect, you people sitting on the couches. I mean, really, this is incredible what has happened to our country. Don Cherry ended up as number 7 on the list of greatest Canadians. And 22 years later, you're fired, Don. Don't you say you people anymore, you people. Don't you know that's anti-Semitic? Or racist, or whatever. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And even worse is Ron McLean went on Coach's Corner last night and said Coach's Corner's dead. So, fine. Could you not have had Don Cherry back on, do one last one, say, hey, whatever, you people, and have a little farewell? The guy doesn't deserve that respect. I mean, multiple prime ministers made this list. Alexander Graham Bell, Wayne Gretzky, Sir John A. Macdonald made this list, Lester B. Pearson, David Suzuki, right? And Tommy Douglas, Terry Fox, Trudeau Sr., which made number 3, which eyebrows raised, right? Rex Murphy was in his corner. Rex Murphy, what are you doing? But I thought Bret the Hitman Hart being in Don Cherry's corner was interesting. I think it's terrible what happened to Coach's Corner, but Sportsnet, I think, miscalculated. And I think they will see a decline, and especially the way the Leafs are playing these days. My goodness. Get woke, go broke, Canada. Here's the National Post reporting, and this is a Maxime Bernier story. So Maxime Bernier was in the news yesterday. He was doing a lunchtime address at the Freedom of Speech Conference or Freedom Conference. And, well, here we go. Maxime Bernier warns alienated Albertans that threatening separation actually left Quebec worse off. Maxime Bernier warned on Saturday that Alberta should not follow the example of Quebec in attempting to use separation as a threat to wrest more powers and money from the federal government. The strategy, he argued, has only led to more fractiousness and unhappiness in his home province of Quebec. In a speech delivered in Red Deer, Alberta at a Freedom Talk conference about meeting the challenges of Alberta separation or separatism. The leader of the People's Party of Canada and former conservative leadership contender told Albertans their first choice should always be to fix Canada. Quote, "You will likely find yourself in a very negative political dynamic, one based on failed attempts to blackmail Ottawa, internal divisions and resentment against the rest of the country," Bernier said, just like in Quebec. The PPC leader delivered a lunchtime address on the problems of Confederation and what is to be done about them. The problem, he believes, is one of distorted federalism caused by overlarge government. Quote, "It creates tensions and even more division," Bernier declared. I scroll down. On Saturday, Bernier said the rise of separatism as a phenomena in both Quebec and the West can be linked directly to the expansion of the federal government, which intervened in provincial affairs and has favored some regions over others. Bernier argued Western separation, at least as a tactic to squeeze more benefits from Ottawa, is a weak threat. Quote, "And if separatism failed to achieve much that was beneficial in Quebec despite a more credible threat, imagine what it will accomplish here," he said. Rather, what Alberta and other provinces should push for is more provincial autonomy, a less centralized federation with a smaller national government. He said that in retrospect, the approach of Quebec nationalists has proven to be a mistake. Quote, "Quebecers who want more autonomy for Quebec should have aligned or allied with other provinces instead of making unrealistic demands on Ottawa and the rest of the country," Bernier said. In doing so, Bernier argued, there cannot be another Western protest party like the old Reform Party, which failed to make inroads with voters from Quebec and ultimately ended up subsumed by an establishment party, the Conservatives, under Stephen Harper. What we need to solve our unity problems and make our federation work better is a good manager of a smaller, much less intrusive and interventionist government, Bernier said. And I haven't seen the speech yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on YouTube. The news editorializes and cherry picks, so I'm interested to see the whole speech. I'm sure that that's the feeling of the speech, but I'd really like to see for myself because, well, that's just me. And I really like to go through them. So if you have a link for this speech, please send it my way. Otherwise, I'll be watching, and when it gets posted, I will watch it. And if it has been posted, well, I missed it. So that happens sometimes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out CanadaPoly.com and the People's Party of Canada.com or .ca, I suppose. And have a wonderful, wonderful